So Eric, you all set?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do
I
this.
sound all right?
Yeah, you sound great. Yeah,
All right.
we're good to go.
This is awesome. Thanks for
Yeah.
thanks for letting me be here.
My pleasure, man. So here we go. Hey, everybody. Dave Shimoleski, DirectLine Media, home of the famous 60-second video. Welcome to Behind the Brand, and that's what I said. We are sponsored by the famous 60-second video. So one price flat rate video package. Marketing video made simple. A little bit of a long intro, but why not? We got a special guest here today, Eric Feeney. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Dave, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. You and I have known each other for not too long, but you came bursting onto the scene. I'm going to say that literally bursting onto the scene.
No, it was great.
Yeah, so it's really good to have you here. And Friends of Feeney is really what a lot of people know you for. Besides being is it second or third grade?
Second grade now.
Second grade now. How do you like second grade?
I'm loving it. I was a little nervous going in because I taught third grade for 15 years and fifth grade only once. And this is my first year in second grade after student teaching it 17 years ago. So,
Wow.
But very happy with the class. The kids are great. I have 18 kids. They're phenomenal. I mean, right now we're teaching from home. Miss them dearly. So, shout out to the parents and
Yeah.
the kids watching at Wolcott School.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks.
What happens in the third grade level? Like, what do you teach everything?
Yeah, third grade. So,
It's been a long time.
so third grade. I'm in second grade, but third grade.
second grade, I'm
You want to
sorry.
talk third grade or second grade?
Second grade. You're in
Huge
second grade now.
difference.
Let's talk.
Huge difference.
Let's talk about second grade, and then we'll move up.
So it's my first year. So we are in addition and subtraction. We start the year in addition subtraction. That works to geometry. And then, man, it feels like forever. It's like this at-home learning. I'm in at-home learning stage. I can't even
Right.
think.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit too. Yeah.
Narrative writing, we're writing about your favorite place for a writer's workshop. We do a lot of reading, small group instruction. We're doing phonics, and the Reading Foundations is a reading program that we're using with letter sounds and blends and phonics. So we do that. That's newly implemented around January.
The phonics.
Yeah,
is?
the foundations for second grade.
Okay.
The kids have been receiving it since kindergarten and first, so they thought we're going to continue this because it's a good program. So we started up again in the middle of the year.
Gotcha.
Going great. No, love second grade. They're so fifth grade where I was. They're like the seniors in high school. They're the big shots. And then when I moved over here I transferred. So I taught 7 years. I taught 9 years in Waterbury. I taught at Kingsbury School, the same school I went to as a kid. So it meant a lot to me to be there.
Bet.
My fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Jarrell, God bless her soul, my role model, my idol. I wouldn't be here who I am today without her. She ended up being my principal who hired me. So I stayed at Kingsbury School. There were still teachers there that I had or were there when I was a kid. So it was great. It meant so much to be there. And then I got the opportunity to transfer to Wolcott Elementary School in West Hartford, 30 seconds from my house. The same school my daughters went to. So I went from teaching at where I went to school to where my daughters went to school. And the commute saved on 30 minutes, 30 minutes back and forth. So that's an hour a day, gas money. What else? Just I got a nice little pay raise. And then again, you can't put a price tag and teaching where your kids go to school. It was a dream come true.
Yeah.
It's not even like going to work. I could peek on them in the hallway during lunch. I could, and by fifth grade, they didn't acknowledge me. It wasn't even like I was there, but I could still, we'd stay after and I'm working and I just know that they're reading in the corner or doing their homework. It meant a lot.
Yeah.
It was special.
Sure.
And now they're at Bristol Middle School, which is phenomenal school. I can't be more thrilled. The teachers there are great. The education system in West Hartford is the reason we moved here. I lived in New Haven with my wife. Mm-hmm. We were teachers. She was teaching at Foundation School, special ed teacher. I was teaching in Waterbury. Found out we're having twins. We were like, we have to get to West Hartford. So luckily, I moved over by Wolcott School, by Wolcott Park. Found out the principal lived across the street from me at Wolcott School. And I said, hey, buddy, I want to teach. Can I teach at your school? He's like, they're lining up at my door to teach at my school. I offered to mow his lawn, paint his house.
A little bribery.
And then maybe like 5 years later, he was like, hey, I got good news. I may have an opening for you. You know, we need a fifth grade teacher. But bad news is I'm retiring. So I was like, hey, I'm excited to be there. And I just jumped on it. And I couldn't be happier. Awesome. No looking back. Wolcott School. It's the crown jewel of West Hartford is the education system. I'm not the only person that moved here for the education.
Yeah, we moved here for the education. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we sure did.
I'm firing away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, man, this is great. This is good stuff. I love it.
I'm just excited. We could talk education in school. It's not a job. It's my passion. It's my life.
And it shows. You know, I was looking at you do this reading. Yeah, I saw this video. You're reading a book, a bedtime story, or something like that.
Oh yeah. So with this at-home learning, I want to make read-alouds fun. So I spent 9 hours on a 12-minute video. The day the crayons came home. So the book, it's a follow-up to The Day the Crayons Quit. Fantastic book, you should check it out. But then each crayon quits or comes home, and they're a character like the green one has a cape. So I took a green crayon, put a cape on it. The orange and the yellow crayon end up getting melted in the sun. I melted them with a hairdryer. And then I made the guys like talk. It was fun. My daughter helped me. Thank you very much, Bridget. I couldn't have done it without you. It's on WeVideo. WeVideo is this new way to make read-alouds fun. And my kids enjoyed it. They loved it. I silly voices for the characters. And then again, the crayon pops in. I'm glad I did it. I want to do more. Yeah. You know, I owe kids 2 more read-alouds. I still have on deck Stone Soup. I have to do a read-aloud for a kid, and 5 monkeys jumping on the bed. So it's a raffle prize every
I know that book.
Every Monday.
5 monkeys.
Classic.
Yeah.
Every Monday, kids get to pick a read-aloud. So I do a read-aloud. I've done Stone Soup. I owe Stone Soup. I have done which one? Giraffes Can't Dance.
Yeah.
Great book. Giraffes Can't Dance. The Night Before Camp. So, but then I mixed it up and said it's the night before High Meadow Day Camp. So I made it personal about the camp that I work at. So it was pretty fun. I changed some of the words. I can't think of anyone, but it's great. WeVideo and doing fun read-alouds.
You love teaching.
Yeah.
Is it the subject matter? Is it the kids? Is it everything? Is it the excitement? Are you learning new stuff every day? Like, tell me about that.
It's like not even. Sometimes
your excitement is like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, you still get to be a kid. I'm still in 2nd grade or 3rd grade.
That's
like
awesome.
I go to school, you know, I'm standing all day long. I'm engaging, interacting. I'm a cheerleader. I'm like, you can do this. We have a growth mindset. We really push that. You know, I can't do it yet. The yet is important. That, you know, you may not be able to read yet, but by the end here, if you keep working, you will be able to. You don't know how to do this yet, the math, for example, and you just keep trying. You don't have a fixed mindset. I can't do this. I'm not good at this. I hate math. I don't know. You know, my mom wasn't good at math. I'm not going to be good at math. That's a fixed mindset. So I really push that, and just encouraging. I'm a lifelong learner. I want to instill that in my students. That, you know, you learn something new every day. Yeah. And inside or outside of the classroom, you're learning. You know, you got.
Yeah. How are you bringing that energy now doing, I don't know, virtual learning or whatever you're calling it? How do you get that energy to the kids?
Well, just May the 4th be with you was on Monday. So, you know, I had to dress up as Darth Vader and cut a video and put it on our Seesaw. Seesaw is this educational platform. It's almost like educational Facebook. All the students have an account. It's very secure. Nothing gets posted without me okaying it. It goes directly to the parents. So I posted a whole video on as Darth Vader with the breathing and I'm not your father, I'm your teacher. Some, you know, cheeseball stuff.
Awesome.
So I like that. And then I even did the Force. I was like, and my wife threw me the raffle bag, and I caught the raffle bag and I started drawing raffles for the kids. I was like, I dress as Mr. Rogers. Yeah. You should see I have Tupperware bins downstairs between school and camp. The stuff I can dress up as is...
Yeah, just years of accumulating stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great.
Your wife's a big cheerleader?
My wife is an assistive technology specialist for New England Assistive Technology. She's a director. She was a special ed teacher for 10 years. So she has a passion to help people that have individual needs from 4 to 94. Okay. So she is She's fantastic. And sometimes dinner is a professional development. I have a student, hey, give me some ideas. She offers technology ideas, iPad, apps, or even simple stuff. Low tech is if a student has writing difficulties, instead of writing flat, you put a binder there, and maybe that angle will help. That's low tech.
Okay.
Simple something like that, or what are those things called? A speakerphone. Like you get a PCP pipe, PCV pipe.
Yeah.
At Home Depot. I'm not good with my hands. I'm a teacher. PVC pipe, and you have the kids read to themselves, so their voice goes directly into their ear, and that something happens where it helps them read and understand what they're reading. Instead of just reading to yourself or reading out loud, you read in this what is it called? Speakerphone, earphone. It'll come to me.
But it's all low tech though. It's
low tech,
it's not
very low
electronic.
tech.
It's just a tube.
Just a tube.
It's kind of like what is that? The telephone with
with
string
the can.
and the can. That's not a thing, but by yourself.
So, it's just great things.
So what on that subject? There's a lot of talk of every kid needs a computer and an iPad and all this kind of stuff. What's your feeling on that? Where's West Hartford on making sure that kids are able to? Because technology. I mean, obviously what we're doing now, right? So,
I mean, West Hartford went above and beyond for this at-home learning. They gave out, I want to say a crazy amount, like maybe 2,000 devices, maybe more, 5,000. I should look up the number, I should know. Yeah. But they were just there for people that needed device help. And it's amazing because you can't do at-home learning. You can't be in content. You can't be in Google Meets without technology. So technology is important for our day and age right now, like with the seesaw that I'm doing. Kids like learning and making it fun. So there's Prodigy Math, which is like Pokemon and math. So the kids earn levels and defeat opponents for answering questions. So, or Sum Dog, where there's little games. You're a car and you answer the question right, you like dodge one item. So just engaging technology. Yeah, my wife is all about technology, helping for educational reasons. She does not have social media because it's like she says that she does it all. She's on it all day long. When she gets home, she doesn't want to deal with it. So I don't blame her.
Yeah. No, I think it's important. I think but at the same time, you still got to know how to write.
Yeah, that's something. I've noticed
the penmanship. So I remember because my kids went through the school system, and when I was a kid, and probably you too. I mean, working on penmanship was like a whole year thing. Yeah. And has that?
So third grade,
not so much anymore?
January and third grade, when the kids get back from Christmas, we start the cursive.
Okay.
And that is, for me, even the model cursive is difficult.
Yeah.
How often do you write sentences in cursive? So,
sure.
So we don't spend too much time on it. Like when I was in third grade, we'd had the whole time, and the teacher would do it on the board. And right now it's like you type it up.
You type it up, yeah.
Now the concern is keyboarding. So we do a keyboarding without tears initiative as a program to get the kids typing. More kids are going to type than. I see that you're turning the volume up because I leaned back. Thank you.
No problem. I know sometimes it gets uncomfortable leaning forward, but it's a little echoey in here, so we try to. But anyway, however you're comfortable. Yeah.
I'm comfortable.
Good. Yeah. No. So it's education is certainly and so what just sticking with it. What's happening in the future? I mean, do you see kind of where things would go? Do you have an opinion about maybe where education could go in terms of what maybe kids should learn more of, learn less of?
There's talk with one thing that has been in the chatter. Snow days. So now with all this at-home learning, there's a possibility that, hey, when it's a snow day, we're going to call it an at-home learning day, and the teacher can send home assignments that way.
You don't lose
a day of school.
That's a great. I like that idea.
Yeah, a lot of teachers like that. But again, we want to make sure it's equal for everyone. That everyone has technology to be on the same playing field. So
I liked when they got rid of winter break. Was it winter break?
Yeah, they got rid of that too. Or no, they had like a February week.
It's like, was it a February week? They got rid of some
break. And then
break.
April, so it was weird. And now it's President's Weekend. You get Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. So I was to say we get a long weekend instead of a full week.
Yeah.
Because we don't go anywhere, so we're just standing around in the cold waiting for school to start again. So. Yeah,
then there's talk, more chatter. We may start again. I'm just hearsay now, but August may start a little earlier now because they lost so much. but
that
that's
makes sense.
talk.
Yeah, what's going to happen? Like, so I know somebody who works for was it UConn or no? It was community college. I forget which one. Doesn't matter. But they're already saying like, listen, we're gonna do our lesson plans for online learning.
Yeah, I think BC and BU canceled classes until January next year. So incoming freshmen are going to have to start online.
Wow,
That's terrible. That
is terrible.
Social is all about the college experience, if you ask me.
Now my granddaughter is kindergarten this year, so I feel for her. Kindergarten, first year, Yeah. And then all the kids that are graduating, whether it be college or high school.
Yeah, you got fifth graders have an end of the year thing.
Yeah, all that
Eighth
stuff,
graders
all
have
those
an end of the
milestones.
year thing. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Feel for them.
It's tough. Then I was also thinking about the real folks at the end of their life kind of thing. They made it through so much, and here they are. I mean, they probably still got some years in them, but they got to deal with one more thing. It's like.
Then I thought it was hilarious too. Everyone's like, "Oh, the seniors are missing out on their yearbook pictures of their prom. Let's all post ours on Facebook."
Yeah.
Come on, it's like rubbing it in their face. Here, I went, you didn't.
Yeah.
We're gonna celebrate you missing it by showing you how much fun we had at ours. Yeah, that's great.
I don't know where my yearbooks are. I gotta
Great,
they gotta
thanks.
be around somewhere. Yeah, I don't know where my yearbooks are. So what else you got going on? So obviously, very active teacher, very involved with the kids. It's not a whatever the school hours are job, and it's more than grading papers. I mean, you are 100%. It's your life, really. These kids. And it's not just at school. Tell us about the camp. What's happening at the camp? And first of all, I'm sorry. Back up. What kind of position? You're more than just a teacher, right? Do you have any? It sounds like you're involved with
Second grade teacher and also the chair of the social committee for
Okay.
the West Hartford Education Association.
Okay.
Which was great. We just had trivia night last night. Thanks for everyone that played.
Nice.
Lots of fun. It was great to see everyone. We miss
Cool.
our coworkers. We miss our colleagues.
Yeah. Is that something new because of this?
First time we've done an online
Okay, but it was you.
virtual game.
Okay, but this is an ongoing thing.
We're going to try to do it again next month because it was that fun.
Cool.
And we're going to
Awesome.
try we're going to have costume prizes. Like we only had first, second, and third prize for the trivia. We're going to spice it up with like most family members you could fit in the screen or coolest pet or best costume.
Where do you get your
Have
ideas?
fun with it.
I mean, is it a committee thing? Do you is your brain always sort of going?
Yeah, I like to just back to that camp thing. What would I like to have fun as a kid? What would I want to happen?
Yeah.
Even at school.
Yeah.
Like no one wants to be talked at. No one wants to be. Kids don't want to sit for 6 hours.
Yeah.
We're up moving. We're doing brain breaks. We're doing Go Noodle. We're working in groups. We're doing book projects, hands-on activities, real-world writing assignments, stuff like that. So, and in camp we do, I get in the petting zoo, the bounce houses. For the teachers, we do parties at New Park. We do parties, social gatherings, and just YOLO, like the kids say. You only live once.
You only live once. Yeah, you do. You've taught. So you're second grade now. You've done third. You've done fifth. Is that it?
I was an adjunct professor at Goodwin College for 2 semesters.
What's your favorite?
College was terrible.
Okay.
I'm kidding. 5th grade was tough. It was my first year, new school, new district, new principal, new kids. So the kids would be like, we don't do it like that here, Mr. Feeney. We do it this way. So I'm like, all right, fine. But I mean, I love 3rd grade or right now 2nd grade.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can.
as a teacher move, it's my favorite year.
Yeah.
Every year's your favorite year.
Yeah. All right.
These are my favorite kids. Next year, my favorite kids.
Yeah.
Last year, they're all great.
You'll still see them, right? You'll go to school and
Yeah,
your
no,
kids will still be there.
There's some pros and cons. I live and teach in West Hartford, so right now I walk the dog and I could see maybe 7 students in my class.
Yeah.
And then that's not even counting kids that I had.
Yeah.
So I could see up to 15, 20 in one dog walk. So it's
How does that go? Are they all like, watch out, it's a teacher? Like, hey,
no.
Mr. Feeney, what's
it's
happening?
Feeney!
Nice.
Beep, beep. Sometimes I hear beeps. I'm like, my wife's like, they weren't even beeping at you. I'm like, hey, me.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. Of course, you got to, right? You don't know. It doesn't matter. A little shout out.
Yep.
So
Sometimes they'll pull over. New Brandts Ave, people just pull right over. I'm like, guy, this is a busy street. Kids
Yeah.
are like, ah.
That's good stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot. So you're here for a while. I mean.
Yeah, loving it.
Yeah.
Living, teaching, weehaw.
That's awesome. Yeah, good stuff.
My kids go here, so I'm invested,
Yeah,
fully involved.
Sounds like it.
Fully invested. Love the community. Elmwood,
Yep.
has a good feel. There's so much diversity. My school alone has 20 to 30 different languages.
Wow.
Our international night is something to be seen. It's like, it goes on record as being one of the best events I've ever been to.
Yeah.
So many different cultures and food and dancing and activities. It's phenomenal to see. And I mean, I'm glad my kids were a part of it. I'm just happy to teach at a school like that.
Yeah.
So that's the Elmwood community, and that's important to me. And that was why, one of the reasons we kind of wanted to be in that area and move.
Sure.
West Hartford, #1, and we liked the park. I can walk to the park, Shake Shack, Dunkin' Donuts. What else do you need in life?
That's it. That's all you need, right? That's all you need. Yeah, we looked. We moved in and I think we moved to West Hartford in '08. It was rough finding a place. Well, no, I'm sorry, it was '04. No, it wasn't '08. It was '04. Anyway, it was tough finding a place. So we ended up over Mountain Road up there. And, so it's not. I mean, we can't walk. We can walk to the park, but we're not walking to any shops or anything like that.
Right, cool.
So that's so it's good. Yeah, we got it. My daughter started in 5th grade. And my middle son, he started in 2nd, and then my youngest got the whole program.
What school system? I mean, excuse me, what schools?
Norfelt.
Oh, Norfelt, yep.
And then my daughter and first son went to King
KP?
Philip, yeah,
Yep.
KP, and then Hall, and then my youngest got the opportunity to go to Bristow. So he didn't make it. I think he missed it by one. He was on the waiting list, and somebody didn't want to go or whatever, so he got in. So it was great. Yeah, Bristow's a great school.
No, Norfelt is rated like top 5.
Yeah, we were lucky. We didn't know.
Great school.
Yeah, we like to play at the house. We like the neighborhood, and we're like, all right, this looks good. And lo and behold, Norfelt's right around the corner from us. Yeah.
And then Bristow, you can't beat that. I mean, my girls are absolutely loving it.
Yeah, no, that's a great school. Yeah, we lucked out with that one.
And then they're all great.
They're all great. Yeah.
Personal. Obviously, I'm being biased. My kids go there.
Sure,
it's going to be the best. Wolcott's the best school, obviously, because I teach there.
Of course. Yeah.
West Hartford's the best district to teach in, too.
Yeah. So my folks were teachers down in Fairfield County, where I grew up. My dad, high school. My mom, she did 2nd grade, I think, or 3rd grade. Not her thing. She's 6th grade. She did 6th grade. She loves, yeah. But she didn't like the younger kids. She's like, She tried it for a little bit. So, that takes a certain person, I think, because those kids are, I don't know. I mean, my kids are all grown, so.
When when I'm thinking I'm in college, I want to be a teacher, I'm like, I was the biggest jerk in high school. I was like, if I was a teacher and acted the way I did, I'm surprised teacher didn't like,
Right.
So I know the tricks too. There are a lot of old high school teachers are like, Feeney, you're a teacher. They're like, so, I like to buy a pack of now and laters at the store, go to school, buy them for 10 cents, go to school, sell them for 25 cents.
Nice.
Got detention for that.
Little hustler. Really? You got detention
Wore a
for that?
Bart Simpson shirt that says, I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you? Got in trouble for that. There's a list.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I want to say on air. But.
Yeah, minor stuff. Those anyway. Yeah, we don't have to get into the others. What's happening with the camp? What do you do over there?
So I'm the program director. I'm going into my 6th year there. So again, back to being hired at West Hartford, I was like, I taught summer school for 9 years in Waterbury, so I've just got a new job. All right, let me take the summer off. I worked hard. I deserve this. New school, new district. But yet I'm still home with twin girls, that are going into kindergarten or 1st, I think. And they need to be entertained. My wife works full time. Yeah. So it's like, how many times can we go to the park, the museum, and then buy lunch? So right then and there, I'm at the park sometimes with my friends' wives, pushing them on the swing, like, hey. I'm like, what am I doing? I applied to like 4 different camps. I was like, I got to work at a camp. So, and I was very fortunate. High Meadow Day Camp, fantastic spot. They have absolutely anything you want for a kid. Zip line, riflery, archery, music and dance, clay, swim twice a day.
Love it.
Once is instructional swim, once is free swim. I thought, I'll lose some weight. The food's going to be gross. The food is phenomenal. Meatball subs, make your own pizza.
Wow.
Sloppy Joes. I mean, fresh fruit every morning, fresh salad every day at lunch. It's a great spot. I'm very happy. Program director, so I put together the calendar.
Yep.
8 weeks. They're all themed based on social emotional stuff. Like we have Cooperation Week, Kindness Week, Perseverance Week, Friendship Week, and our activities are based on those themes.
Okay.
And we talk about it at the beginning of Monday. We make it a little announcement at flagpole. All right, we're going to persevere today. You know, you're going to try something new and challenge yourself, either on the rock wall or, you know, something that you're not good at. Or Friendship Week, you're gonna give a compliment to a friend. We have a little read aloud for the little guys, like kindergarten, first and second. They do like chill out time in the playscape, so they'll do the read aloud that goes with the theme. And then I bring in things like Perseverance Week. We do the Tough Mudder. Tough Mudder is like a Spartan race, like a Tough Mudder. We call it Tough Meadow, but the kids get filthy, head to toe.
Awesome.
And these are kids, you know, some of them like, I've never been this dirty. This is awesome. So it's just
Good to get dirty.
yeah, head to toe. Half of the kids throw their stuff out because you're disgusting. You have it in your ears, your socks, your shoes. We have mud pits. We have all these different obstacles. We send them out group at a group. It's a wonderful event, which I copied and stole from Woolkit School because they do a run amok.
Okay.
A great event, community event, everyone comes to, because Woolkit has the Woolkit Forest. We're very fortunate. We're like the only school that we have this beautiful forest, pond, bridges, and so we utilize that to do like fun little running things. And then in the fall we do Haunted Forest again.
Okay.
For Halloween. We have Ghostbusters. The teachers give a tour guide, and the kids. Man, I'm firing away. I'm bouncing around I'm at home.
I'm good.
You're following?
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm following.
I feel like the Jordan documentary. They're like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
1992. Next thing you know, they're in 1988. But
No, it's good. I do want to talk because when I said in the beginning you kind of busted onto the scene, and I mean that I got a lot of chamber folks on this program, and you're no different. But I think you are different in that you have something called Friends of Feeney. So we're gonna. Which I think is a very cool program, I'm going to call it, lack of a better word, because I can't think of it right now. But there was a tragedy that happened while you were teaching here in West Hartford, and you needed to do something because, you know, they were students of yours and a close family, and there was a relationship there, and you couldn't just let this go unanswered, really. And I think you had some personal history of why you couldn't let this go. So I know you started an organization. I don't know really how it started. You can tell us all that, but it ended up being Friends of Feeney. And now, if I'm not mistaken, I could be a little bit off, but there's a tragedy in the family. There's a family having a hardship, something like that. You raise money to help that family.
Yeah.
And whatever you raise all of it goes to the family.
Yep.
Do I have that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, Friends of Feeney is just grassroots. It started small. It started as a fundraiser for one of my students. Unfortunately, her father passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack. It was heartbreaking. I knew the family. I knew, you know, I was a new dad. It was just, I could not imagine. You know, from a divorced family. My parents are divorced, and you know, I got to see my dad, you know, every once in a while, or you know, at times. But you know, I could not imagine not being able to see my dad at all. And for being a young student like that, vibrant, happy-go-lucky, wonderful kid, and then to have that happen, you know, I had to do something. So jokingly, I won this Park Road Parade thing at a raffle, at a PTO event. It was like you can ride in the clown car, wave in the parade, be afloat. So I said, you know, let me think, you know. Parents were fighting over this ESPN tour. You know, it was up to like $700, $800, but right next to this thing was this Park Road Parade. I'm like, all right, I want to try to get in this. But I used this Park Road, then I asked, can I get a float in the Park Road Parade? And they said, yep. So I said, all right, exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have kids march, design all the signage and banners, and we're going to raise money for this family. And that's what we did. And it was Friends of Feeney. Friends, you know, big kid friends, little kid friends, young students, older guys. And from then, you know, then I felt like, I don't know, the following year, another student lost their father unexpectedly. his dad was murdered in Hartford. Oof. Heartbreaking. I didn't know. I'm like, so I had to raise money for them. The following year had a good year. Then a classmate of my daughter's drowned. So it was like all these things were adding up. And from then, I was like, all right, you go fund me, takes from taxes the recipient and takes a bit of every donation.
Right.
I wanted the family to get more. The mother I gave it to had to pay like, a lot of taxes on this. And I was like, that's not right or fair. So let me talk to some people, and we got a 501c3 nonprofit. Now we are helping kids go to basketball camps, Northwest Catholic football camp. Christmas, we passed out toys, Christmas trees, and couches. Recently, there was a house fire for King Philip family. We raised money for them.
Yeah.
Just wanted to help kids out that need it. I'm from, I didn't have a lot of money growing up, and my mom won this free camp thing. I went to camp for free one week, Camp Natasha, and I remember, it was awesome. Yeah. So someone helped her out. I'm going to help people out. And then I had friends that grew up, impoverished, and so I think of them, and I think of the students that I had. And another thing about the diversity at school is it's not only like languages, it's also economic. We have, really affluent families from areas like Wood Pond or Sunset Farms. And then we also have kids that receive free and reduced lunch. So, and they're in a classroom, they don't know any better. So I like, it brings, it makes me so happy that they're in this class, interacting, best friends, getting along great, but, their backgrounds are completely different. Yeah. So those are the joys and things of teaching. Yeah, you can't put a price tag on that, just to see that. Again, I'm all over the place. I get off topic.
Well,
but
it's all
it was fun. It
goes all with what you do. I mean, you're all about. I mean, with the kids, you're. It's more than just teaching. It's like you want these kids to succeed. You want them to, really enjoy life. Like you said, it's like, and get one shot. I forget what it was. Basically, you get one shot at life. So let's do it. So you're helping these, right? I forget what you said. Right. So it's more than. It's just really trying to give back and help kids grow and experience a good life and maybe things that you didn't have, and making sure they get it as best you can, right? And I think it's just grown. I didn't know you did the basketball camp and the things like that. That's cool.
Yeah, this summer, so I worked at the Boys and Girls Club in Waterbury growing up when I was in college, and there were two kids there, well, a bunch of kids, but a lot of, two of them went on to play in Europe, and one is in Canada. And they're giving back, and they started a basketball camp. Anthony Ireland runs the Anthony Ireland Leadership Academy. Tootie Zimmerman runs Be a Baller, Not a Bully. I knew those kids when they were this big, and now they're superstars playing overseas. So I want to sponsor a kid to have that experience, and I got to go to the camp and meet the kid, and the kid was completely grateful. So giving opportunities, like you said, opportunities to kids that may not have it. Yeah. And just...
You can't help but do it, like it's in your blood. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm feeling.
I donate a lot, time, and items, and you're put on this earth. I mean, I didn't go into teaching to make a lot of money. You don't make, you make a difference. That's like... and so I wanted to do that inside and outside of the classroom. And,
Yeah.
And then, when the tragedy happens, I couldn't imagine. I'm blessed. I didn't have, any tragedies or heartbreaks. So I want to make sure, the kids that do, or, get something that, feel special about, or, help them out.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I think that's important. I mean, there should be more people doing that.
And then we collaborate with different places like the Bridge. The Bridge has been doing wonderful work for children and families for years, 50 years in West Hartford. The Bridge Family Center. Yep. So on St. Patrick's Day, we fundraise for them. This year, Park Road Parade, we fundraise for Food Share. So I'm sure you hear at the chamber, it's Food Share. Food Share is phenomenal. They're right now, people are lining up, like at Rentschler Field, thousands of cars, and they're getting food and supplies every day. So that's great. So we want to make sure to help out Food Share.
Yeah. No, I see your shirts all over town. You know, they're in town. I saw it was in the grocery store. This was before. You know, this was back probably in the fall or something. I forget, remember. Anyway, as I'm going, and this kid's younger guy, teenager or something like that. And he's wearing a Friends of Feeney T-shirt or sweatshirt. I can't remember what it was. I was like, "Oh, Friends of Feeney, right on!" And he looked at me, you know, the thumbs up as well. You know, so it's cool. That's great. That's what it's all about. I mean, it's a super recognizable name and brand and logo, and that's because that's what we talk about here is sometimes is logos and stuff. And it's really I think it's really caught fire because it's such a genuine thing that you're doing. I mean, there's nothing behind it. It's just what you said. It's like, you know, some of these kids, you were, you know, you grew up, you said, with no major tragedies like that, and these kids do, and you wanted to try to make them feel a little better. It's just a super thing to do with that's it. I mean, there's nothing else behind it, right? And there's no other story behind it except you just want to help these kids and families just feel a little bit better. Yeah.
And I also model for my girls, my daughters, that, you know, we're giving back.
Yeah.
You know, we're lucky.
Yeah.
We have a house. We have, you know, food.
Yeah.
So you should be grateful.
Yeah.
And we're going to give back. You're going to donate your time. You're going to volunteer. You're going to,
That's great.
you
That's
know.
good.
But
That's important.
Yeah. And then the shirts, Friends of Feeney, you know, it's alliteration. So Friends of Feeney, and it kind of flowed. And
Sure does.
I got a lot of friends, you know, in school. The chamber now are friends. JCC basketball. There's friends all over town. And, you know, I just want to, trying to encourage everyone to help out. You know, be a good friend is a slogan now.
Yep.
Be a good friend. You know, hold the door for people. Use your manners. Pick up the trash.
And it's not be a good friend to your friends. It's just be a good friend to everybody.
Yeah, in life.
Really? Yeah.
And then the friends of Feeney, someone, I guess I was going to FedEx a box, and the FedEx guy was like, "What is that? Is that a band? Sounds like an 80s band." I'm like, "All right, 80s band."
I can see that.
But Fresh Ink did the design, and I love it. Fresh Ink, Dave is definitely a friend.
What are they at?
They're on Park Road.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
Right on.
We then we kind of flipped it. We had Friends of Feeney. So Memorial Day, we had a blank shirt, and it said, you know, Friends of blank. So the kids got to write in whoever they wanted to be a friend with.
Awesome.
Friends of the Celtics, friends of so it was cool. Yeah, Memorial Day we march and raise money for Wreaths Across America. Because I have a military background. I was in the National Guard for 8 years. So I wanted to help out with them. And Wreaths Across America, they put wreaths on graves on like December 14th and different holidays, Memorial Day. He was Joe. Joe was a father at school, and I kind of reached out to him and said, "Hey, use that." It's been parades to help out. So it was great. And then we went from there. We went, blank is my friend.
Yeah, I remember those.
They're black ones, and then again, you fill it in. We did a Rita's fundraiser. Those were a hit there. Rita's Celebrity Servers last June, right around the end of school, right there on New Britain Avenue, which was great. And then, you know, the weather came, so the hoodies came around, and I picked Notre Dame colors, navy blue, and like this Kelly green, maybe.
Sure.
And so it was cool. Someone was wearing it today at the chamber meeting on the Zoom. Eric Bergen. I'm like, "Hey, my man Eric." Dave Pylon wears it. Jason. A lot of these guys. They're, like I said, the connections become not even connection. They're friends. Like we hit it off right away.
Yeah.
When I met you at the chamber, you were like, "Hey, let's go get." We chopped it up and talked a little bit at Donut Crazy.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think that day I connected with Irene, and from there we did a fundraiser at Donut Crazy, which was a blast. It was such a great day, beautiful weather, such a good turnout, and we raised like $1,200 for a family in KP that had a house fire. I already have, I gave them a donation already prior to that, so that we.
So do you have operating expenses? Or is everything go, I don't know, but does everything yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Operating expenses, go.
So all right. I mean, I don't know. Because you're doing a lot, right? And there's T-shirts now. I'm guessing the T-shirts and sweatshirts is that you give those away to people, donate, and they get a shirt. That's kind of how that works.
How that
right?
works.
So, but it's their operating expense. So you raise $1,200. Is that $1,200 goes to the family?
Yeah. That one, they got all of it.
They got all of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So
yeah.
You don't take $1,200 like, well, I need $400 for operating expenses. It's all $1,200. $1,200 goes to the family. That's huge.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I got out of GoFundMe. I wanted all of it to go to the families.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donut Craze was great. Irene, they were even extremely generous because we didn't even talk about how much I would get. I thought I'd get. They made these like Friends of Feeney donuts. I thought maybe I'll get a portion of every donut that was sold that said Friends of Feeney. Mm-hmm. Everything that happened through that 3 hours, and they wrote a check, and I was like overwhelmed with the generosity. Yeah. So they're thoughtful, and they care about the community too. So it was awesome.
It's a really amazing vibe that's happening in this town, and it's always been here, but I think in the last, well, maybe since I started this company, so maybe it's been 6 years, maybe I think about probably 5 years or so. The generosity and the community of well, I'm a little partial because it's the chamber that I see, but I think it is community wide of just it's more than just business, and referrals and like, oh, I know this guy, and it's like these guys are making genuine friendships, and they're going above and beyond and just being out there and helping one another, and wanting nothing in return. And I've really noticed an uptick on that drastically in especially the past couple of years. It's been really amazing. It's really cool to be a part of that, and that shows in really just how you're being supported just right off the bat. I mean, there was no questions asked. It was just, I'm in.
Yes, Mike Kent, he's the manager of American Eagle Financial Credit Union. He suggested, hey, Feeney, you should join this chamber, West Hartford Chamber. And I'm like, I don't know anything about it. Let me go check it out.
Sure.
I go there, and you're sitting in a square, and everyone gets 30 seconds. So I'm like, oh, I'm very nervous. And I get up, and I'm like, I do this. I'm a teacher. I have Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that have heartbreak or tragedy. I'm looking to partner with some businesses to help, continue impacting in a positive way for our community. And next thing you know, that meeting stopped. I had like a line of 15 people.
It's amazing.
And I was like, everyone was like, oh, you're great. And I'm like, I was overwhelmed and and very grateful. And then they're like, you got a business card? I'm like, nope. I'm ripping paper. Business card. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Luckily, Stephen King, business card guy.
Right on.
Boom.
Yeah.
Next meeting, business card. It was
awesome.
great. But yeah, the chamber has been phenomenal with the connections. And then just like you said, overall, the whole community is great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I got a lot of, give a lot of respect and homage to Johnny's Jog. They've been doing it in the community for years. They do the Johnny's Jog, and they raise money, and they have 3 important places that they give their money to. So I look to them. That was great. I can't think. Food Share is great. Food Pantry. And then back to Mike Kent. I recently won a grant from the American Eagle Financial Credit Union. And got a grant for cashback to community. So you had to get nominated to be in a nonprofit, and then you had people vote, and whoever got the most votes got a quarterly donation of $6,800. So I'm like, there's Heart Association, there's the Gary Sinise for Veterans Foundation. There's some big foundations. Friends of Feeney got it, and I was like, there were like 1,600 votes. And I think we got like a lot of them. I don't know how many, but the guy was like, you did pretty well with the votes. So thank you, Mike Kent, and thank you for the community that helped vote. I would just put it out on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, Instagram, and people voted. And with that money, we set up an emergency request for support. So now I put my email on a list, and people will email me if they need help and assistance. And we've already helped 10 families in the past month with donations.
Wow.
Because of this cash back to community.
Yeah.
And we donated to the food pantry, made a big chunk donation of that money went to the food pantry, again, because of what they're doing for the community and helping with food. So just give and take, not take, but I ask my friends for donations,
Sure.
and then I give it to people that wouldn't need it.
Yeah.
I mean, we helped out at the Miracle League field on Halloween. We did a photo booth for Friends of Feeney, photo booth. Say that a couple times. Helping. Just.
So how many years now, Friends of Feeney?
I started in 2016 for the
4 years.
Park Road Parade, but I went official. I think I'm celebrating a year being a 501c3 right now.
Wow.
1
All right.
year official.
Okay. So you were doing
Pretty much, yeah.
you were doing the online, what's it called?
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe for all up until a year ago or
Yeah.
something?
Yep. We did. Well, then, so GoFundMe is when I wanted to give it to the individual family.
Yeah.
But then I would coordinate with like Food Share, The Bridge, and Wreaths across America. And I would just encourage people to donate to them. And then I would ask for sponsors for the shirts. That's where a lot of the shirts came from. Sponsorship on the back of a business. All the kids that marched got a shirt.
Yeah.
And then the sponsors got shirts.
Yeah.
So the shirts were paid for that way.
Yeah.
And I like the branding part, like you said. I'm a big T-shirt guy. My wife hates it. I have bins of T-shirts, and I won't throw away T-shirts from
I'm
embarrassed to say high school, but
Yeah. No, I got some. Yeah, my daughter stole some of my high school T-shirts. What are you gonna do? Some of my good tie-dyes. They're gone.
Right?
Yeah. She took them.
So I work with Dave, and we we throw shamrocks on the St. Patty's Day one and American flags, and he really does it up, and I'm always thankful.
Yeah.
Trying to collaborate now with Sock Stars down at the center.
Yeah.
We're going to try to maybe get a little, because they're a nonprofit, and a little section for Friends of Feeney socks or hoodies. So they'll be there. So,
Yeah.
because Sock Star, they were, how ordering. I don't know how to order, or I've always had. People want large hoodies. I order large hoodies. Next thing you know, I get a big wave. People need medium hoodies. So I'm always like this with the hoodies.
Yeah. Yeah. Hoodies are popular, and they look like nice hoodies.
They're comfy.
Yeah.
Someone, my friend Jill Oliver, shout out to Jill, she was like, I'm sitting around all the time. I really want a comfy hoodie. I want one of your Friends of Feeney hoodie. And again, she said medium. I'm like, sorry, Jill, I don't have any mediums. She's like, we will need to order. And I'm like, well, we have to order like X amount to put in the order. She's like, all right, fine. She called like all her friends, and all these guys ordered hoodies. So I'm very thankful for her. Just got a big push on hoodie sales because of her. So thank you, Jill.
And they're all done through
Fresh Ink.
Fresh Ink
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah.
Now, some kids at the camp, they're like, Feeney, you need bucket hats, socks. Yeah. I'm like, my buddy Rick's like, get golf shirts. I'm like, come on. Yeah, we're going to get handkerchiefs and boxers too.
There you go, yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
But
That's good stuff.
yeah, the Be a Good Friend, those were a hit. Just now for St. Patrick's Day, because we didn't march in the St. Patrick's Day parade, I put Be a Good Friend in a shamrock, and I gave them to all my students. And
That was canceled.
Yeah, it was canceled.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. And then obviously the Memorial Day parade is going to be canceled. So Wreaths Across America's out. And I had camo shirts planned for that one, this Memorial Day. I was going to do camo with yellow print. Hartford, we were going to do Yard Goats font, the Hartford, New Haven Yellow Railroad font. I mean, I had it all planned out.
So that's funny. So what are you doing now? I mean, all these events that you go to raise awareness and get seen and all this stuff. Have you shifted? Are you thinking about what you're doing? I mean, from now until I don't know.
I'm doing a Zoom games. I wish this aired, but we're doing Zoom games tonight at 6:30. I was recently selected for Hartford Finest, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I was nominated by Ryan Keening, thank you. And our part is to fundraise for it. I got nominated for my work done in the community. They pick a certain number every year, and there's a big banquet in July, dinner, nice dinner. Unfortunately, that's canceled. Then you have all these fun little fundraisers. But I just had my first Zoom games with Feeney this Wednesday, 2 days ago. We do bingo. We do a Kahoot trivia. We do Where in the World is Feeney, where I change the Zoom background and the kids guess where I am, like Sesame Street or the Simpsons couch. And then the hit of all hits is the scavenger hunt, where I'm like, all right, go get a spoon. And the kids dart off away from the computer and come back running and sweating. Spoon. I'm like, point. Find a wallet. All right, then reach in your wallet and give it to Mr. Feeney. Ha, ha, ha. Same joke. Or find a roll of toilet paper. And the kids are like, he. Run and go get it. So we did favorite book character on Wednesday. Today, 6 people showed up, small. I invited former classmates and students. And then it was book character. So I was the man from Caps for Sale.
Yeah.
So I had all these hats on my head. And then I had to show Darth Vader. So Caps for Sale was my book character. But tonight, 6:30 is going to be Disney characters. So I have a Disney trivia set up. I'm going to do Disney backgrounds for the Zoom. And again, all the donations are going to go to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And we're also doing this. When's this air? Monday?
Monday, yeah.
So if you're hearing this on Monday, please check out for Wednesday. Next Wednesday, 4 o'clock, is going to be another Zoom Games. And the theme is superheroes.
Where can they find info on that?
Yep. So I have a Facebook page, Friends of Feeney Facebook page, and then Instagram and Twitter. I was only doing Facebook for a while. Then at camp, the high school kids were like, Feeney, Facebook is for my grandmother.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you got to get an Instagram. I'm like, all right, fine. So I get the Instagram. So that's what the kids are doing now.
Yeah.
So it was great. A lot of support from camp that year, that summer, that all the kids, again, the high school kids or the counselors or the college kids would, buy a hoodie or a shirt. And I'm like, all right, I'll take your picture and put it on the Friends of Feeney Instagram. So they were buying shirts. And it was really cute. They were getting like, Kelly is my friend. And then Kelly and then, Newman would write, Newman is my friend. And then they would take a picture and be like, we're friends,
Yeah.
So that worked out well. It was fun and cute. There, a lot of support. The list goes on with the support from Fresh Ink to camp to boards and beyond. I got a huge list.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Hold on, yeah.
Yeah, do it. You got something?
I'm just going to shout them out. Let's go.
Shout them out.
Jeff Brandts, Eric Gania, Speak Up was great. Trent Landscaping used to do our trailer. He was our float for a while. He's the one, he sponsored Christmas trees. He just said, Feeney, you know a family that wants a Christmas tree? Because he does Mark's Christmas tree. I was delivering Christmas trees, and he was just donating them. It was fantastic. Very, community-based. And like you said, West Hartford.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's thoughtful and caring and concerned with others.
Sure.
So, what else we got? My board member, Greg, his wife wrote a book, Liam's Special Language. Liam has autism. So that's another great piece of literature you should check out. Liam's Special Language. It explains to Liam's classmates on why his behaviors are certain ways and how he uses the iPad to communicate and how he, acts when he's happy or sad. So it's a wonderful book. It's really heartfelt. It's really good. It's done by Kim Jewell. Check it out.
Cool.
This is great. I'm just shouting them out. Chuck
man.
Minaham, Financial.
We'll put some of these in the description there. So with some links and whatnot. So
perfect.
Yeah, we can do some of that. Give some folks some.
Yeah, no.
Some recognition.
And I want to thank you. We met at the chamber, so thank
Yeah.
you so much to the chamber.
Yeah, the chamber's been instrumental in a lot of things that I've done, obviously that you're doing, a lot of other business folks are doing. There's really been I've had Chris on here, he was a few weeks ago, Conway, executive director. He's really taken it to another level, which has been really good. They had their first, what do they call it, marketplace
Oh yeah, like a virtual
virtual
Mother's Day.
marketplace, which was kind of cool. They did that. They did that last night. That worked out really well. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's not just about the chamber. Again, it's about helping the members. I mean, and building that community. And I think it's just that community feeling, it's that vibe that you're getting.
They came to me at the Christmas party, and they're like, they had a Christmas party over at the co-working, great event, and everyone, they asked to bring a donation of a toy. And then they just came to me, hey, say, Feeney, we're going to give you all these toys. And I was like, wow. Filled up my car. I brought half of them down to the Hillcrest. There's a Hillcrest neighborhood community center. And then I brought some to school. We have a caring school committee at school. So half went there and half went to Hillcrest. Pretty much serving the same kids, and then a couple families that I knew that needed some toys. So I didn't ask. I did. They just, do you have families that can use this? I said, of course I can find families. Yeah. So they came to me with that, and it's been excellent.
Do you have plans for where Friends of Feeney is going, or you just kind of like it just sort of goes by itself?
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that people reach out to me. I had Jay, my buddy Jay, his son had the classmate at KP, and he's like, my classmate house burnt down, Dad, what should I do? And Jay reaches out to me and says, hey, Feeney, can you help them out? So he in turn donated so I can help the family out. Yeah. And it's just word of mouth. We're doing a fundraiser at Frida's Mexican place whenever we can see each other again or be in close proximity.
Let's hope it's soon. Yeah.
Friends of Frida, so that's a great spot in New Britain Avenue. It just opened up.
Yeah.
Donut Crazy again was a hit. I wanted to do the Memorial Day. Oh, I brought a group of kids to the Wolfpack game.
Yeah.
So we sponsored a bus and tickets. So we picked up kids at the Hillcrest Community Center and brought them to a game, and it was great. Yeah. And then so we had some families paid $15 and $5 went to the organization, and that helped cover the cost for like the bus and families that were getting sponsored. So it was great. And I hopefully when the Yard Goats open, we'll be there. Friends of Feeney will be definitely at a Yard Goats game, again bringing families that maybe wouldn't get the chance to go. We'll bring them to a Yard Goats game.
Yeah. Does your military background have a play in? Obviously, it has a little bit of who you are today, but does it have sort of a play in how you operate with the kids, how you operate with the Friends of Feeney? How did that influence what you're doing today, if it did?
No, yeah, great question. Well, like you said, I wouldn't be here today without the military because when I graduated high school, I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't afford college. I wasn't a really good student. So it was great that, two of my friends were like, hey, we're joining the National Guard. I'm like, all right, what's that? And they were like, you're going to be a medic, and there's a lot of girls in the medic. I'm like, all right, sign me up. It was my first time ever on an airplane, was going to basic training. I was 17 years old. I was going to Fort Lost in the Woods in Missouri. And it was great. I mean, discipline. I needed discipline. I was a kid that, I still learned. There were learning lessons at basic training, like never laugh in a drill sergeant's face. I learned that the hard way.
Sure,
so
I bet. Yeah.
I still remember we were doing push-ups, and you wear like a security vest when you're stopping traffic. And my buddy was doing the push-ups with the security vest. And when he got up, the security vest went like over his face and his head. And I looked and like laughed. Like it was funny. And he was like, what are you laughing? I just couldn't help it. Couldn't hold it. So that whole day, it's called getting smoked. I had to do push-ups. I had to hold my helmet out and do the bus driver. Couldn't put my arms down. And then when we marched in formation, I had to run all the way up around the formation. And, so got smoked. I learned, hey, keep your mouth shut once in a while. So I got to meet wonderful people. I said hi to a guy, and he looked at me. He's like, I was like, what's up? He looks at me. He's like, you're the first white person to ever come up to me and say hi. And he was from Missouri. Huh. And then I met a guy from Virginia. He never saw an African American before. Tennessee, a real religious guy. a Nigerian guy who was like 35, and he was doing it to get like his citizenship, and it was just bonding with all these different people.
You keep in
Close.
touch? You keep in touch with some of these guys?
Yep. I still talk with a bunch of them. Yeah, my buddy Spunk is in Virginia, so I keep in contact with him. Mario Watts, like we go by last name too, Watts. Yeah, but it was 8 years. I was EMT certified. Then, then from Fort Leonard Wood, I went to San Antonio, which was fantastic. Again, I'm out free. I have money, food over my roof over my head, and food, and I'm traveling. Again, first time ever on an airplane. And next thing you know, fast forward, I was a medic, and for 6 months I served as a flight medic. So I was on a helicopter on weekend drills. Like, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I'm flying on a helicopter. I drive to New Britain, and then we go to Bradley. We get on, and we're flying around. I'm putting my hand out. You put your hand out of a window?
Yeah,
you ever do that in a helicopter?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. So I went from never flying to flying in a helicopter. Always wanted to be, I was a big brother, I'm a big brother. So I wanted to do something related. I mean, I want to say help raise, but you're a role model. At least I beat him up, and treated him. No one beats up my little brother and little sister but me.
Except you, of course. Of course. Yeah.
And then in the classroom, I get that a lot, that I could be stern, but also funny. And then, I got a good mix of, sometimes it's just a look, like that military, like, are you kidding? Like, or just like, but then, could crack a joke. So, and then even second graders, sometimes I'm their first male teacher. So even that voice, like, sit down, that hits you different than sit down, so.
That's interesting. There's not a lot of male I guess, for the younger grades.
Yeah.
How is that different? That's a good point you brought up. How is that different, being a male teacher for the second and third graders as opposed to a female?
I think there's a huge difference, especially, if there wasn't a male role model at home, and this is their first time seeing one, and you could really have a positive effect. And I'm 6'3", too, so that helps. So the kids are like, they literally look up to you. And so that helps. And then just a voice and different, males and females, dads and moms have different ways of approaching a problem and interacting with children. Even with my own children, I'm stern, but also it could be silly and a clown. Yeah. That's how I was. And my favorite teachers when I was in school were, they can do that, be silly, but then also get down to business. So that's important. Yeah, the military was great. I'm thankful I did it. I went to Southern Connecticut State with a tuition waiver. I got the GI Bill. They helped me pay for my room and board and books. I would never have been able to go to college. I would have been taking out a boatload of loans.
Right. When did you decide to be a teacher? When was that? Was that you were already in college?
So, yeah, in college I wanted to be a social worker. 8th grade yearbook, I said I wanted to be a lawyer, but that didn't turn out well. I was being a brother, social worker, and then I started working at this place called LEAP, Leadership, Education, and Athletics in Partnership in New Haven. It's an after-school program. My favorite job of all time. I worked at the Church Street South Projects. It's across the street from the New Haven train station. Okay. So it's called The Jungle. And I would go there every day after school, pick up the kids, play sports with them first, and then walk up to Roberto Clemente School and do homework. So that was the education and athletics in the partnership. And I did that, and then the summer program started, and the counselors actually stayed in the projects, in the housing complex. They rented out a room for all the counselors, so we were there. So if activities happened overnight that caused a stir, like violence or some sort of police siren, we would know. We would feel it with the students the next day, the campers. Like it's different when you're meeting at school. We're in the community. We wake up, we walk outside, they're there. Or we heard gunshots, we heard everything. and to have my group of 10 kids. I'm still in contact with, I want to say, at least 4 of those 10 kids that were 10 years old back then. I've just called my buddy Reggie. We call him Chicken. His nickname's Chicken, but we're in contact almost once a month. He calls me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was great. Great times in New Haven. And then working there, my roommate got me the job. John, he's a principal in California now. And then I was like, you know what, sociology. I'll graduate with a sociology degree from Southern.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go to University of Bridgeport and get my elementary education. Because if I do high school, I'm going to end up like, you know, we're going to fight one of these kids.
Sure.
Jokingly. But younger kids are cuter and they're better listeners.
Yeah.
And I felt personally, some people, to each his own, some people feel like you want to work with. And again, I was a jerk in high school. So I was like, if I ever face a Feeney in high school, I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah.
I went to University of Bridgeport, and they had a Waterbury campus, and you have to intern. So you're a building sub. You do everything from lunch duty to bus duty to subbing for any student, for any teacher. And I got to go to Kingsbury School, where I went to school. I was an intern. So it was great. Mrs. Jarrell was there. I interned every day at Kingsbury School. I then student taught at Kingsbury School with Mrs. Blake. She was there when I was as a student. I didn't have her, but I think my brother and sister had her. She was phenomenal, wonderful. And then my student teaching was over in January. I got hired as a librarian. For half the year, I was a librarian. Great job. Not easy as you would think either.
You know the Dewey Decimal, right?
Yeah. And then the following year, I got hired to be a third grade teacher at Kingsbury School, where I went to school. It was amazing to be there, like drinking from the same water fountain, you know, that I did as an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And then I had the advantage there where, you know, I know your uncle. I know your dad. Even though the last name, you know, your last name's Iverson, I know Eric Iverson. The kids are like, ooh. So you would just call out names.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't know, you'd say, you know, I went to Wilby. I know you're. So I really connected there.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. So it sounds like you did that for the age, not so much the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, 5th grade math is hard, man. So, and I'm kidding. That was the joke. They were like, Feeney, why'd you go back to 3rd grade? And I would say, you know, 5th grade math got too hard. Yeah. But I definitely had to look into dividing fractions. When's the last time you divided a fraction?
Yeah, I don't, long time. Yeah. Yeah. I just, hey Siri, you know.
Right? So 3rd grade
there she goes.
3rd grade was great. I think it was I had a 3rd grade teacher that was awesome. And you know, you're like right in the middle. You're not kindergarten where you're tying their shoes and blowing nose. And you're not 5th grade where the seniors in high school were you're dead on, right in the middle. You still want to please, you still want to work hard. And that's how I feel. I mean, and now I'm teaching these 2nd graders like they're 3rd graders. So, and if they need, that's the whole group. And then if they need extra individual attention, I bring them to a small group, like a table like that, and then we do small group instruction. Yeah. And it laser focuses in on their weakness. Like if they have trouble with letter sounds, this whole group and this whole activity is going to be letter sounds. The next group I see might not need letter sound. They might need like reading comprehension because they already know how to read, but they want to, you know, do they understand what they're reading? Can they summarize? Can they, you know, make predictions? So that group is different. You always, you know, based on what the kids need. Math, the kids have difficulties regrouping. So I'm going to get manipulatives like base 10 blocks and work with this group on how to use manipulative, hands-on things. Or whiteboards. Again, you making it fun. These kids roll dice. They're playing games. I joke that, you know, I'm like Mr. Miyagi, and these guys are my Daniel's son. They're like, they think they're playing games, but they're actually learning. Yeah. Like they're rolling a dice, making words, or they're, you know, there's so many different things. The experiments, the hands-on activities. So, no, teaching is great. 17 years in. I wouldn't change anything for the world.
That's great.
Yeah, my wife, I mean, she takes care of people with individual needs. We help kids that have needs and just helping out.
Do your kids know about your students, friends of Feeney? Do they talk about it in school, or do they?
Yeah, a lot of kids. Well, I have them march in the parade before or after. Even my former students. Like I hope to have a lot of students tonight for the Zoom games.
Where are the students for the Zoom games? Are they just your students, or are they all,
So
anybody?
now I had them inviting friends. I try to keep it private because Zoom, you don't want to, invite strangers and.
Sure.
But there's still a password and there's a waiting room, and I check to see if I know them and I'll let them in. But again, that was only with 6. I expect a little more, so we'll see. But I had my daughter's basketball team, or my wife was the head coach. I was the assistant coach. Our team, we have some players from that playing tonight. Maybe some kids from camp, maybe some kids. Jessie from the chamber,
Yep.
She might check it out with
Nice.
with her children. So yeah, we're gonna, and then you donate if you want. It's optional.
Yeah.
To the cystic fibrosis, and then I get a little. That was funny too. They're like product placement. I did a little product placement. So it's like during that scavenger hunt, go get a spoon, a spatula, a graphic novel. All right, go get a Friends of Feeney shirt.
Yeah.
Or something that says Friends of Feeney, and the dad was like, "Is that product placement?" I'm like, I had to throw it in there. And then the kids that didn't have it, they were like, I'm like, well, you can tell your mom you can get one for $25.
Yeah.
It goes to a good cause.
Yeah.
Or a $10 T-shirt.
Nice. That's awesome.
Lots of fun. No, I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm like I joke. I'm the 2020 Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Like I'm the cooler, hip.
Yeah.
Mr.
I mean,
Rogers.
you're all about it. I mean, it's really just it's I mean, there's no. It's just what you are.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, every day's different.
Yeah.
Every day's fun. And then you're learning
Yeah.
and doing something new, reading, helping out.
Learning, because that's what it is. I mean, especially now, right? Yeah, we all probably had a couple weeks of freak out, right? Whatever. Couple days, couple weeks, few weeks, month, whatever. Everybody's different, and then just like life, right? You got to adapt and learn how to do things a little differently, and you can't wait around and kind of like wait for like things to open up or change or what. You just got to kind of move. Okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. I don't want to call it the new normal because it stinks, but at the same time, you got to accept it, right? You gotta kind of got to do what you got to do, and you got to change. You got to do things. So yeah.
And I give the teachers a lot of credit. They're coming up with some fun activity. I see it with my children, my daughters. They're doing the Google Meets, or they're playing Quizlet games and Kahoot games and all this fun. Again, no one has ever been through this before. Teachers, students, parents. You're going to learn on the go. And some people take it harder than others. Mm-hmm. But, the people I'm talking to are still working hard. I still put in a full day with either emails. I have to meet with the teachers 3 times a week. The real pain is like if a student misses it, you got to bump them to the end of the day. So and then you email, hey, where were you at 10:10? Can you make 12:30?
Do your students have email?
No, that's through the parents. So
parents. Okay,
with second grade, I'm having a lot of student-parent interaction.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then it's great. So now I switched up. Before it was just like, hey, what'd you do today? Because West Hartford is fantastic. They put out a learning plan. 5 days. Day 1, math, writing, reading, science, music, art, gym. Day 1, day 2. And we get it the week before. We check it out. All right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to touch on this. I'll make a PowerPoint for this one. And then I meet with the kids on Monday, and it's like, oh, did you do the read aloud? Did you do bad case of stripes? All right, what was the character's response? What did Camilla Cream? What was she thinking? What was she feeling? What did she do? How did she, stuff like that. And then so now I share the screen, which is a new, pretty cool feature. And you share the screen, and we can do math on the screen because the students see my screen.
Perfect.
And then I have a screen that you can write on, so I'm like doing the math problem in front of them. Or I can go old school and pick up the whiteboard and show the whiteboard and go, So, but you can write on the screen. You can do the whiteboard move. I've even done the scavenger hunt for like, all right, and I have a whole group. All right, go get the book that you read today. Some kids, if they didn't read, they're like, huh, what? Well, I'm like, well, obviously you didn't read today. Go get your graphic organizer for your character response from today. All right, you didn't do it. And then I want to say, all right, point for you. And then I'm doing it for, they're not really getting graded, but I say you're getting a raffle ticket. And then every time you do your work, I'm putting an extra raffle ticket in for you. And then Monday I do my raffle drawing. And the more work you do, the more tickets you're going to get.
The more chance you got to win, yeah.
And then someday I was late one day. I didn't do it Monday because my fence fell down. So I was like crazy. I wanted to try to fix it. I've never gotten so many emails. Hey, you didn't do the raffle. So I'm like, the next day, it's like, terrific Tuesday raffle, because it's Magnificent Monday raffles. So terrific Tuesday raffle. So I'm like, all right, glad. At least they're watching something, sauces, because sometimes I put it out there like that read aloud. I thought the kids were going to rave about it and like throw me a parade. I spent 9 hours on this thing, people. But it was just like, yeah, I liked it. It was good. I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
For an 11-minute video.
Yeah.
But I took pride in it, and I'm glad I did it, and it's fun, and it's for the kids. It's all for the kids.
It's all for the kids. I got to ask, what's the SC?
That's Southern Connecticut.
Oh, that is Southern Connecticut. I should know. I'm a graduate of Southern Connecticut. I should know that.
Fighting Owls.
That doesn't
this was a football.
Doesn't look familiar.
Football shirt.
But, no. I was a graduate.
My coworker, Jody Sussowitz, shout out, her husband was the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And he got a new job, so he gave me his old shirt.
There you go.
Yes, score.
Nice.
Back to the loving T-shirts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Southern
was good. That was a good school. Yeah.
I'm glad that I went there.
Yeah,
and I would never have worked for Leap. I would never have made the connections. I would never have met my wife, number one. Southern was great. Then Waterbury campus for University of Bridgeport was great. I got a master's in elementary ed there, and I got my 6-year degree. A 6-year degree is only like in education, and I got it in administration and supervision. So I have the principal degree if I ever choose to do that.
What do you think?
Which I would like to do someday.
Yeah.
17 years in.
Elementary school?
Yeah,
principal?
definitely.
This is it. You're staying in elementary.
Elementary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now that you say that, when I was in college, I didn't want to be near the high school kids because there was that closer of the gap. But now that I'm older, I feel the gap is widened. So I could, I look at them as a lot younger. It was weird. Younger now. But when you're in college, you're like, oh, high school kids are the worst. Or I was just a high school kid mentality.
You're right. Yeah.
To have that background and that, content that I have down, it's elementary school, like small group, reading, phonics, teaching reading and phonics, like high school stuff. When you start talking about AP chemistry or something, I wouldn't, we'll see. Yeah, I'm very happy where I am right now. My girls are in middle school. I have a nice organization going.
Yeah, you do.
Helping kids in need. 30 seconds to get to work.
Now, is that walking or driving?
Yeah, you think I would walk more. I have walked maybe, in 7 years, I walked 10 times. And 7 of those were walking bike to work day. Yeah. But my wife and kids would walk a lot. I would want to go in earlier and start preparing for my day.
Yeah.
But I should walk.
Yeah.
I'd maybe get a moped or something, or a hoverboard or a scooter.
Yeah.
No, it's wonderful. My colleagues are fantastic. The best principal I've ever had is now currently there. We went through a few before that, but this guy is fantastic. Changed the school culture. That's important. Leadership is important on top. Just like in a classroom, important to have good leadership and a trickle-down effect.
Absolutely.
We have a great superintendent, goes down to a great principal, which leads to good school, happy teachers, happy kids, happy parents. Yeah. That's all it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, that's awesome, man. You got, love it. This was been
busy.
Busy.
I like being busy though, because
You have to.
Just like with the camp, that one summer that I didn't work it was rough on me, because as soon as my wife got home, I'm like, take the kids. I need to go for a run. I need to go play basketball. I need to,
Yeah.
we can't, I mean, this camp thing is great. I go to camp, I shoot baskets, I dress as a pirate, I drive around in a golf cart, and I'm doing like principal stuff there. I evaluate the instructors, like the tennis guy, the art guy. I'm in the dance, and I make sure that they're, giving instructions and making sure the kids are listening before they give the instruction. And so I keep up my administration stuff there, and I give a quick little Feeney-made evaluation scoring sheet.
Sure.
Give them some feedback. But yeah, camp is great. We have crazy hair day, crazy hat day, crazy sock day.
How old are the kids at the camp? What's the age range?
Yeah, it goes from 4 to 14.
Okay.
For the groups of the kids. And then when you're 15, you could be a CIT.
Okay, yeah.
And then, 16, 17, you could be a counselor.
Yep.
And then I never was a camp guy. I'm like, camp, it's great. But now I could see the connections in these kids build. There's some kids that have been a counselor, I'm a kid since 4. Went to the camp, went all the way through camper, CIT, counselor, and it's still a counselor. And these guys keep in contact, and it's great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. We're actually playing. So today, after Zoom games with Feeney for a fundraiser, I'm doing Zoom games for the camp for just like a, hey, how you been?
Yeah.
Nice to see you guys.
It's constant motion for you.
Did Zoom games on Wednesday. I did trivia on Thursday with the teachers. My back is, I need to go for a run.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. This has been really eye-opening talk, chatting with you and seeing where you came from and what you're doing with the teaching and the Friends of Feeney and the camp and everything else. So I really want to say thank you so much for coming out here and chatting with me today. It's been a good time. So before we go, though, tell folks where they can find out. I know you mentioned it one time, but why don't you list it again? If people want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Great. You could go to friendsoffeeney@gmail.com. You can go to Friends of Feeney on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you, have some support if you want to volunteer, even something simple. If you have toys that you would like to donate or a couch you'd like to donate, I know families that could use support. It doesn't always have to be with money. You can help out and, volunteering at an event or donating items, like I said. And I just want to thank you. This is this is my first podcast. So I want to thank you, and I'm very happy to share.
My pleasure.
Slightly nervous. Maybe I bumbled over some words, but that's okay.
No, I was just listening the whole time. This was it was really good.
Real deal.
Before we do wrap it up, you did mention, obviously you accept, donations stuff, but you said volunteer. So if somebody's interested in volunteering, what are we talking about? Yeah,
so I like the photo booth at the Miracle Field. You can greet the kids that are dressed in costumes. We were handing out free books and candy. We did something with the United Way at the Hartford University. They did a basketball tournament with all the police departments. We got to do the halftime show. Again, we were handing out magnets and talking about what we do. So volunteering at events like that or Donut Crazy events, just being there and helping out and spreading a good word about Friends of Feeney and what we stand for and what it means to be a good friend.
Awesome. Buy your shirts, guys. Was it $25 for a hoodie, $10 for a T-shirt? Socks and hats are coming soon.
Yes, let's go.
Right on.
I really appreciate it, Dave. It means a lot to be here and share this.
Yeah, you got it. I'm glad you could make it today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This has been a really great episode with Eric Feeney, West Hartford teacher, Friends of Feeney organizer, works at the camps and everything, so he's really got a lot going on. So please stay tuned for our next episode. I don't know who that's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out. So, Eric, thanks a lot for coming in, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, we'll see you, everybody.